Happy Friday, everyone.
Yes, it is. We're in the middle of April almost.
Yes.
It's good.
And it's a special coffee talk today. We have everyone involved on staff. So it's very exciting. Let's quick talk about what's going on in the real estate world. What closed this week?
Sure. It's been a pretty good week. There have been 14 closings, one commercial, 5 lots or parcels, and then 8 residential, which are 7 single family and 1 condo. So this time of year, that's kind of the momentum that starts.
Yeah.
And then, on the flip side of that, we call pending and active contingent, which means property that have accepted offers just waiting to close in one form. There's been 74. So it's still a good, solid market around here.
Absolutely. And we talked about last week, we had a ton of new properties come on the market. It was 8 last week and we got 5 new ones this week. So that's really fantastic.
And the good thing to see is all of them are actually lake properties or lake adjacent with lake access. So it's good to see some of those lake homes starting to make their way back to the market. We plan on seeing more and more as time moves on.
Absolutely.
It sure helps to have all the ice out too.
Yes.
It's almost psychological with a lot of people, whether you live here or you're vacationing or you're a summer person. It's a good thing.
The seasons are changing and it's for the good, I think. Well, and speaking of that, so last week I had a bunch of job shadow students come to the office, which was really fun. We showed them some, just kind of the process, the real estate process, what it's like to be a realtor and what the process of becoming a realtor is. And during that, I hadn't even known this. I found out the history of Stoss Realty. So I kind of wanted to share that with everybody.
Didn't inform you very well, sorry.
No, you didn't. You did a poor job. So, Kirk, give us the history.
Well, kind of the history was, I'm kind of a forever Okoboji guy, and I'm kind of a 3rd generation farmer family, and then got into some things that I got doing traveling and stuff like that. The bottom line is, at one point, my wife Jan said, you're traveling, the reason we're here is so you can be with the family, Nick and Julie. So I hate to say it, we kind of looked around and thought real estate might be a good fit, and that's kind of how I went into real estate. I went in with Dowden Hen for a few years, and then Pam Crott and I went independently, and then I was independent for a while, and then we've started to grow from there. So that's been almost 30 years now, and lo and behold, at one point, Nick and I had been talking just general stuff, and I'll let you kind of go from there.
Well, yeah, I moved home and knew that this is where I wanted to be, and my wife Carrie and I just I one day said, well, I've been around real estate since I was about 8 years old, so why am I not doing that? I love it. It's obviously in my blood. I was already helping you with writing the websites and stuff like that, so I was around it day to day, and it just finally clicked and said, okay, time to do it.
So that's kind of what was that? Has it been
over 10 years?
Over 10 years,
Oh,
yeah.
you just aged yourself.
That's right. That's right.
No, all the grays are doing that, but not as bad as that, so we're good.
That's true.
Oh,
So I've kind of one last thing, I've kind of had a dream come true. Not often do you have the opportunity to work with family members, and Nick, as you probably some of you may know, is my best friend. So I've had the best 10 plus years, and it's just been great. And now with Jen on board, and Mark, and Nick Bernstead, and Megan, we've just got a great team.
yeah, we absolutely do. And now, so we're going to kind of give the history for the rest of the team members. So let's go take a look.
So, we're getting all the information about our team at Stoss Realty, and we have 2 of the younger, newer ones that we brought on. First, I'll go with Nick Bornstead. Nick, do you remember, because I don't remember the day I asked you, but go ahead and expand on that.
Well, about 9 years ago, I was fresh out of the University of Iowa, and Nick said, hey, why don't you try a career and work here at Stoss Realty? So I've been here, and everything's just been great. So
Good. And then I do remember this because she hasn't been on very long, but I remember the day that I actually said, Jen, let's take you on as a realtor. So Jen, expand on that.
I was working very hard, laboring at Pirate Jack's Bar, serving really irritating patrons. And they're like, "You're kind of good with people. Do you maybe want to consider a career in real estate?" And I did.
And also with her, I had sold 2 of her previous
Yeah.
homes, so
I knew he was a terrible realtor. They needed help.
she knew the ropes. She was very involved and active when we were selling both of her and Josh's properties. So knowing that you were interested in it went a long way too. So yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been fantastic working here. Okay, and so we were talking about staff members, and we could not function here at Stoss Realty without Megan. Megan is wearer of many hats. Megan, you are a real estate agent. You are a licensed attorney. You are our office manager and our closing agent. You are our friend and our plant taker care of at the office. You do everything. When did you start at Stoss Realty?
I started actually in January of 2016.
Okay.
I'd been practicing law for a few years and I decided to make a change. So I was actually in the process of getting my real estate license, and I was actually on my way down to take the final test and make everything official. And Nick called and said, "How about joining our team?" And I said, "That'd be great." So I literally stopped and talked to him on my way down into Des Moines to take the test, and then I got my real estate license in January of 16, and I've been here ever since.
That's fantastic. So, not all offices have what we have here at Stoss Realty. So I like to point Megan out. She's fantastic. So we have a real estate agent who's a closing agent, and we have a licensed attorney, which is something that most of the offices do not have. So thank you, Megan, for being with us.
It's a complicated process, and I like to help people through it and help manage the details and make it smooth.
We couldn't do it without her.
Last but not least, Mark Leese has been with us for, 4, 5, 6 years. And Mark is by far the senior representative here. Not in age, but in number of real estate years. Mark, tell us a little about how you got with us.
Well, in my 20s, I had a t-shirt shop in Arnold's Park, and so then I decided, what am I going to do for the rest of the year? So I got a real estate license. So long and short of it is, I started real estate in the latter part of the 70s. I worked for 2 or 3 different places, but I had long stints at Dowden Hen, and then I had about 20 years with Jim Nodland selling properties that he and his family subdivided and new homes and that kind of thing. Well, I sold everything they had, and Kirk said, "Why don't you come over and work for me for a while?" And so that's how I got here.
That's how we got to be a team. Cheers, Mark.
So that's a little history of Stoss Realty. And I don't know what coffee talk this is, but to mark however many coffee talks we've been doing, I got us matching.
Oh,
Open it up.
How fun! All right. Well,
So now we have matching.
we'll
coffee
fill them and
talks.
use them. Thank you.
We'll see you next Friday.